Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching, always encouraging your self-reliance. If you'll set a goal, develop a good work ethic, you have some people skills, go the extra mile, be a good team player. It's amazing what you'll actually accomplish as far as your life and career is concerned. A big thank you to over 450 people that have subscribed to this channel, Playing It Forward Coaching. If you haven't already, please do so. It'd be much appreciated. And with me, a young man that I'm a huge fan of, a guy named Kody Reeser. Actually, we're going to call this Kody Reeser 2.0. It's his second time up as he shows us his evolution from the D-1 pitching down at Towson University, and now as a teacher and coach over at Central High School. So welcome, Kody, and tell us a little bit about how things are going for you.
Yeah, so hey, thanks for having me, Mr. Law. I always appreciate it. Yeah, so things are going pretty well. Teaching has been great so far. Obviously comes with its ups and its downs, just like any job. But you learn something new every day, whether it's about you, whether it's about the kids, whether it's about the school you teach at. It's great to be a part of. I'm slowly kind of assimilating to the central way. It's definitely been different because I'm used to the athlete life where you're in college, you're going to class, then you have workouts, then you have practice. So it's different. Instead of workouts, now it's class 1. Instead of, practice, it's period number 2. So just kind of taking the approach like that day by day. Just trying to make the most of every day, really. I think every day is a great opportunity to change some kids' lives, and hopefully I'm doing that.
Sure. And Kody, what's the as far as some of the role models that you've had that have been instrumental for you to get on your journey, whether it was into baseball and or ultimately becoming a teacher and coach?
Yeah, so I mean, to name some names, I would probably be missing a lot of people. I can say Northeastern in general, a lot of teachers, a lot of coaches, whether it was baseball, basketball, football, a lot of those coaches kind of helped prepare me and set me up for success after leaving there. So if I were to name some names, I would probably miss about half of them because there were so many people. Really, it takes, there's a saying, it takes a village. So it doesn't take one person, doesn't take two. Did every coach have their little kind of nuance that they've taught me or showed me? Yes. So if I would name some names off, I would definitely miss some. But I think every coach that you encounter, every little saying they have, every little thing they do, and how they approach the game, especially if it's in the right way, kind of shows you the direction. And it's up to you whether you want to take it and use it or not. I think that's what helps each coach kind of personalize their approach to coaching the game, no matter if it's baseball, basketball, football, because they were the 3 sports I played. So.
Sure. No, that makes a lot of sense. And as far as what you're coaching now, obviously, I think you did some, what was it, freshman or junior high football this year?
Yeah, I did freshman football this year and helped out with varsity a little bit. Basically, being able to interact with those kids is a great thing. Not only being involved in athletics, but also kind of putting my foot in the door to Central. I started a job not knowing any teachers, any colleagues, any students. So really, you go to work and you don't know anybody. Football is a great kind of foot in the door for me to know some people's names, say hi to some people in the hallway, not feel like a total stranger, especially on the first day at work. So that was a great experience in general. The 9th grade kids, it's a great kind of age group because it's also their first year in the high school as well. So we kind of came into the high school together, which is also, it was awesome. I'm glad I did it. I'm probably going to do it next year if I have the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. And then are you going to be involved with the baseball team in the spring?
As of now, no. My spring's pretty open right now, but I'm not actively a part of any baseball team in the spring. In the summer, I am doing some travel ball with Go Wags. I am gonna coach for them in the summer, which is a lot of weekends, a lot of tournaments, some practices during the week, and then basically getting ready for the games on the weekends.
Yeah. And I was talking to your brother there at school, and I guess he is on that team. Is that correct?
Yes, he is on that. I think there's two Northeastern kids on that team
Mhm.
that are pretty good ball players. So that's kind of exciting for me to be able to coach both of them because I kind of knew them since they were young. So looking forward to that.
Sure, sure. And what advice, Cody, would you give to let's say you were talking to some of your freshman football players that you experienced this year? What would be some of the advice you'd kind of give to them, going forward?
Athletics wise or school wise or life
Oh,
wise?
yeah, any one or all, sure.
As far as school wise, man, school is important. So no matter what you want to do, if you want to go to school, if you want to go play college football, college, whatever, school is number one. So
Mhm.
regardless of what you want to do, you want to get a job, you want to go to college, you want to do whatever, you need school, you need good grades. That's one thing I kind of preach. When we during the season when we had a kid struggling, we always either had teammates help out, had coaches help out, get some type of support staff because school doesn't come easy to everyone.
Mhm.
That's just the reality. So that's important to understand. The one thing coaches kind of can't coach is effort. So one thing that kind of really bugged me is if kids didn't bring effort to practice.
Mhm.
That's one thing that they can control, no matter on their skill level. Um, if kids didn't bring energy to practice, it was either my job or other coaches' jobs to get involved, to get that, to spike that energy up. So that's one thing I kind of really emphasize on for the kids because football is not a sport where you can just show up and walk through the motions. You're going to get hurt. So that's one of the things I tried to incorporate. Don't do it if you're being forced or just feel like you have to, right?
Mhm.
That was my big thing with football. So if you want to be there during those hot 2-a-days, you want to play that sport. If you want to be there every day during the grind of practice, practicing 4 or 5 times for one game a week,
Mhm.
then be there. I learned something really good, and I thought it's going to stick with me for a while as far as a saying. So wherever you're at, be present.
Mhm.
Whether you're at the dinner table, be present at the dinner table. Whether you're at practice, be present at practice. If you're in math class, be present in math class, right? And it's completely okay not to be 100% committed to your sport 24/7, right? If you're eating, be there, right? If you're with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it might be there. If you're with your parents, be there.
Mhm.
Um, so that's one thing I kind of preach to the kids life wise.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's some good advice, and I'm
Yeah,
probably going
no,
to stand by that.
excellent, excellent. It's a term I've kind of used along the same way is when you're talking about the fire and the desire or the effort. That's totally their choice what they bring. And I've always said with any of the kids that I've been involved coaching, if you'll bring that fire, we can make a better player or athlete out of you. But like you say, without that uh, desire or whatever, there's really not too much you can do. And to go along with your staying present comment, I kind of refer to that as staying home between the ears, which basically means the same thing. So that, like you say, and I really like the way you position that as far as, wherever you're at, you're trying to, do your best to interact properly with the people you're around in the right situation there. So I absolutely
Which
agree with that.
which can go a long way depending on the situation you're in. If you're there and you're showing that person respect and being in that moment, you never know when that's going to come back to help you or hurt you. So I think when you're there, be there. That's the motto.
Sure. Well, and you guys had a pretty good, outstanding high school quarterback over there at Central. I guess Coach Franklin from Penn State came down to visit and everything. What can you tell us about him, about your quarterback there?
Yeah, no, he's a great kid. I see him around in school a lot. Always smiles, says hi. Great kid to be around. Personally, I don't know him personally.
Mhm.
But as far as my interactions through him, he's great with our ninth grade quarterback. So come over to practice sometimes. Toss the ball with him. Hey, do this. Hey, try that. So some really great stuff that people don't see behind the scenes. As far as him looking forward to Penn State, I wish him the best of luck. It's gonna be cool for me because I can say that I've been around him and I've seen him kind of progress this year and have a great senior season. But also I'm a Penn State fan, so it's a little easier to kind of follow and root, which is going to
Sure.
be awesome.
Yeah. What
Um,
what Cody? What's his name again?
Bo Perbula.
Herbila. Okay. Yeah, I knew the first name. I was just trying to remember the last name there. So, well, how tall is he?
I think he's about 6'2", 6'3",
Okay.
6'4", around there, 6'3" ish.
Yeah, yeah, a decent size for a college quarterback for sure. Yeah, yeah. And as far as the the central system that you've kind of gotten into as far as education and everything. You're doing what, health and phys ed both? Is that what you're doing there?
Yeah, health and phys ed, it's just a mix. It kind of depends how the semester falls and what classes need picked up from a teacher standpoint.
Mhm.
A lot of us kind of do it all. There's 8 or 9 of us, I think. Just kind of do it all. There's some teachers that focus on health. Some teachers are in the weight room. Some are, in the gym. But I'm kind of one of those that, kind of switch back and forth, which is completely fine with me.
Sure. Well, it gives you a lot of variety. That's for sure, Cody. What any other thoughts or advice? And I appreciate your time very much. I'm not going to hold you up here too long, but what other advice or ideas that you would give to younger people? Let's say if they want to follow your pathway, whether it's being a college athlete or teacher, coach, or whatever. What other advice might you give some of these young people? Obviously besides the grades and everything like that, which we obviously very, very important.
Yeah, so like some great general advice. There's a lot of failure that's going to happen in life, whether it's whether it's in English classroom, whether it's in a sport, especially my sport in general, because it's baseball. You hear this saying all the time: if you can get a hit 3 out of 10 times, you're a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So that means you're failing 7 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
If you fail 7 out of 10 times in school, you're not going to get very far. But still, the fact is that you're going to have to deal with failure. So it's all about how you deal with failure.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I would always, especially in the athletic field, kind of put your head down and kind of grind to get better, grind to improve. Why did that not work out? Did you fail to prepare? Something like that. So learning how to kind of deal with adversity is a great thing. And I think in many cases that depends on the person, the individual, right? Everybody deals with that differently. So that's some advice that I would give to some young people coming up, whether it's through school, through athletics, or just life in general. Learn how to deal with adversity, learn about yourself.
Sure. Makes a lot of sense. And you've heard the saying too, obviously, have a short memory, because there are going to be those errors and mistakes and everything. You just can't dwell on them if you're going to, obviously you want to learn from them, but it's a type of thing where you can't be beating yourself up if you want to try to, continue to improve. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Cody, this has been great. I do appreciate it. And if you could just hang for a minute or two, we'll kind of conclude this, and appreciate you being back on. I know we kind of chased each other for a little bit back and forth to try to make this happen, but I just thought it was important for these younger people to see, a D-1 athlete that's obviously going on to a teaching and coaching career, and I know the hard work that you put in, behind the scenes and everything. So you're to be commended, and good luck over there at Central.
Thank you very much. Hey, thanks for having me as always. It's always a pleasure to get with you and talk a little bit, whether it's about life or about sports. It's always a good conversation. So,
well, thank you, Cody. I appreciate that, and make sure you pass the word out to for people to tag and share this interview for sure.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.